And for more insight into that match, let's check in with Shox, Demon, and Dexter.
Thank you very much, Joe. And as Officio touched on already, that Evelynn not making the impact that it would be able to do, and it was a first pick, a first lock, and you immediately said that is not something that we would do. Why is that?
I think first picking Evelynn is not a good option, to be honest. There were so many picks that were better, and I think even the first pick Lucian would have been better. And the fact that NIP didn't take it in the first rotation told me that they actually wanted to play against it, because there was no way that they will leave Lucian open. And the Leona they also locked in Jenna against Leona and expected to go 2-on-2 lanes, which I really disagree with. I think they should have picked differently, and they got outpicked and outclassed in the whole game.
And talking to the 2-on-2 lanes, obviously they went for the 4-0 split push, which we've seen so commonly, but you spotted a mistake.
I think both teams actually misplayed it. Zoro0 shouldn't have TP'd there. He could have died there. Like, if Millenium would have done the right choice, they would have dove him and he would have died, even with flash up and being Immundo. But I also think at the same time, like, we refer to it as like the C9 push, where you just push on the second wave instead of the third wave, which gives you like the advantage. And you just take, as a jungler, you only take one buff and leave the other buff that you have in your jungle for like 5-minute mark or something, and then come back and get it. But that way you don't waste any time. You get level 2 on both your jungler and top lane, and then you just go for the 4-0 push. So it's really effective, and you win like 1 minute or something and win the base race, even on purple side when you do that.
So even with that going that way, let's expand on that, on the junglers, because as you said, the Evelynn and Sig not that best pick as a first pick, and then the Evelynn on the other side. How impressed were you with Gilberto's skills on that Elise in this game?
He actually went the cooldown reduction build with the E second max, which is pretty good right now, because I think Meteors was the first one who played it and showed everyone that it's really effective. So lucidity boots on Elise are really good, and I think even when the matchup is bad early game for Elise, Evelynn didn't do anything. So Elise could just farm up, get levels, and after like level 13, when the E is maxed, it's like a 2-second stun. And they also had TF, which is like a 2-second stun at 13, so they can just chain CC pretty much forever. So I really like TF and Elise together, which is pretty good. So yeah, I like that item build a lot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had the global gold stacks, the Draven in there, along with the Twisted Fate. What do you make of that, the Twisted Fate up against the Karthus? Do you think that Kurt maybe could have pulled something better than a Karthus out there? I
think with the fact that they picked Jenna that early, I think Soraka had a better impact, and I'm pretty surprised that no one is picking Soraka. She has the same impact. She has better, like, if you heal, it's the same as taking, like, you mitigate damage, you know?
Yeah.
And with the Jenna together, it has more sense. Like, it makes more sense because they had no kill pressure on both lanes. Like, Shyvana doesn't kill anyone on her own, and the Jenna and Lucian lane doesn't kill one either. So I think the Karthus was a really missed mistake, and a TF pick, even on blue side, would have been better, but the best option would probably be Soraka and just go for team fights.
So is that the main thing you take from this? Should they, even if they don't play it, ban the TF and take the Soraka, or what were the other lanes? What are the picks you kind of want to see coming out from Millenium?
Well, honestly, I think TF is the first pick or ban-worthy champion again, and even I said it at playoffs, like to my team, ban TF maybe, even if they don't play it. The risk is too high that they might play it. And I think he's making a comeback right now. He's really, really good, especially with the new items, like the Lich Bane, the build path is better, and he doesn't have any bad matchups. If you go in Assassin, he just takes Exhaust and negates all the early game. And the 4-man push really favors him too, because he gets a free lane. And the second 4 towers are down, like TF has a free farm and free roam. And I also think that first picking Evelynn with the TF open is a mistake, because it's negates the stealth, and yeah.
So obviously rolling into game 2. Game 1, we said a lot hinges on that. Yeah. Do we see NIP now rolling through this one, or what can Millenium do to maybe turn it back around?
It depends if they have another strategy prepared for it, and NIP has blue side right now, so I guess they expect to either get like Lucian maybe on the second rotation, or they leave it open again, and they really want to play against it. And yeah, apparently the Draven is a counter to it. Friesen is a really good Draven player, so I trust his abilities to do that lane. So yeah, it's all a matter of who plays the matchups out correctly, and I think NIP outclassed Millenium on every lane this game.
Well, we will find out soon how that second game turns out. But first, it's time for us to head off Rift for just a moment. We'll be right back with the second game between Millenium